Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Gul Knowledge Hub. Welcome my YouTube family to your own channel, which is Gul Knowledge Hub. Today we are going to study 9 techniques by which you can increase your fluency level. Yes, dear audience, because our target is to get fluency, and it doesn't matter how we gain or how we reach there to get that fluency. Fluency is the key of all English learners, because all English learners in this field of learning English language, they always struggle with getting fluency, but often they fail and they disheart and they lose their game, and they simply leave this journey of English language. But now I am going to guide you with 9 techniques, and I am pretty sure that because these techniques are very basic, and if you apply these techniques in your English language journey, you can surely be a fluent English speaker. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. But before starting this video and getting deep into this video, there is a small request. If you haven't subscribed Gul Knowledge Hub, kindly subscribe this channel, and if you have subscribed this channel, then hit that bell icon, because it motivates me to make more videos. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. So the number 1 technique and the best quality of these techniques is that I am going to demonstrate how these techniques can be applied in your life. So the very first technique which I am going to share here is that mirror talk. Yes, dear audience, this is very basic thing, because many of us often complain that, ma'am, we don't have any partner, we don't have any person to talk English with, we don't have any person to talk and to practice our English. What should we do? So when you are standing in front of the mirror, there is one person in front of you, and of course you are the person, but believe me, that person in front of you can help you a lot, because in this world there is only one person who can help you, who can assist you in this long journey of English language, is yourself. So believe in yourself, and how the mirror talk or talking to yourself in front of the mirror can help you. It can boost up your confidence, because you are maintaining your eye contact, you are expressing yourself fully with your intonation, with your articulation, and you don't feel shy, because you are talking to a person and you become accustomed to that person, you become accustomed to talking to that person in English language, and this is very basic thing. So and another amazing thing is that no one is going to mock you, no one is going to laugh at you, because the person in front of the mirror is yourself, and he or she is the most sincere person. So, and another advantage of this is that no one is watching you, no one is criticizing you, no one is judging you, you are alone. And if someone watches you or judges you, what matters? Because the thing which matters a lot is to get fluency. So keep focused on your target and do your mirror talk. Because in my past I have done this technique very much, but I didn't take this as a technique. It was my way of life to talk to myself, to be expressive with my emotions. How I was feeling, what were my feelings, how was I feeling about the day, about anything. If I were hurt in the past, I would talk to myself rather than disclosing my feelings to anyone else. So this is the best way of catharsis. In English, this is called catharsis, a dramatic monologue. Because I am not teaching you this technique, but this technique is also called dramatic monologues, when you are talking to yourself. And when you are talking to yourself, you are expressing your emotions. This is called catharsis, because you are relieved of your intense emotions. And comment me in the comment section by judging or by experiencing this technique, because this technique is super important technique. By this technique, not only you get the fluency, but you also get how to relieve yourself of the stressed emotions, of tension, of anxiety, of depression, because you are speaking out what is inside you. So there is double or there is multiple benefits inside this technique. Now move on to second technique, and this technique is nowadays a craze because everyone is following it, everyone is utilizing this technique, and this technique is a fun because you haven't used this technique before. Have conversations with Chat GPT. Yes, dear audience, your problem of content, your problem of what should we speak is solved forever. What should you have to do? You just have to order Chat GPT to create or to develop a conversation between two students, between two teachers, between two friends, between mother and daughter, between son and father, anyone of your own choice. And then when ChatGPT has created this conversation for you, what should you have to do? You have to practice that conversation with all intonation, with all your emotions, with all articulations. Don't just read those lines. No, you shouldn't be robotic. You should assume that as if you are in the character. So this is a very good technique, and you can practice when you are all alone at your home. The next technique is describing the picture. Now describing the picture is the most important technique because you can talk about the emotion which you see in the picture. You can talk about the person or the car or the sheep or the landscape which you see in the picture. And by describing the picture, your imagination is fertile because you are revealing your thoughts about something. And if you don't find any picture, assume the role of a director and see what is in front of you. Like in front of me, there is massive light, there is a camera, and there is mic. And outside of it, I can see the window. Outside of window, I see the greenery, the trees, and lot of houses. So in this way, you can just take this role of a director and assume your role and describe what is in front of you. Next, number 4 technique is very important, and how it is important, now you have to take the role of role play. Now you might have remembered that in your past as a girl you would play the role of a teacher game. Yes, you might remember. In that technique, what you have to do, you have to assume the role of that character. For example, if I would play the role of interviewer and interviewee. For example, if I am interviewer, I would ask, what's your name? And if I am interviewer, I would say, my name is Gulnaz. So in this way, you can assume the role of the interviewer and interviewee. But remember, you have to take this role and get into the role with full emotions and with full tone and intonation. Don't say these only the words. Assume as if you are an interviewer and assume if you are an interviewee. Then play your role. You will enjoy and you will have a lot of fun. Next technique which I am going to share with you is very important. Reading out the subtitles and mimicking them. Yes, this is very important, and it will enhance your vocabulary, your sentence structure, your pronunciation. By pronunciation, I don't mean that you have to adopt the English accent. No, your accent means that you are clear in your thoughts and your words are clear and you are expressive and other person in front of you can understand you. If you are able, then it is fine. And the technique is that you have to play any movie, any show, turn on the subtitles, read the subtitles, and mimic the sound or the articulation of those speakers. It will benefit you a lot. Next tip which I am going to share here is that which is going to benefit you a lot because it will enhance your vocabulary. When you watch the English shows, when you watch the podcast, there is a paced repetition of certain words, and when certain words are repeatedly are in front of you, this is called paced repetition, and this is the technique which is taught to the teachers in pedagogy. But when we hear a word of multiple times, what we do? Our mind becomes receptive and learn those words. Reading aloud is another technique, and this is so important technique because when you read aloud, you get the knowledge becomes a sustainable activity in your mind. And I was accustomed to reading aloud in my classroom. Believe me, I love to read in my classroom with full intonation, with full emotions, and I used to get into the character of that reading. And it was my practice that I used to be the best in the class and it was my emotion as a student at that time. And teacher used to say that read aloud 1 to 2 paragraphs to one student, and the next turn would be of another student. And in this way, reading aloud was a practice at that time, and I loved that activity very much. And even I practiced that activity in front of the mirror. When I returned home, I just opened the book and start reading what was written in the book and assumed the character of that reading. And I was so passionate, I was so desperate to read in full emotion. And if you do this, believe me, you are going to take a lot of benefits because it's a traditional method, but it is still working and it will be working for centuries because this is the method which is adopted by all the English learners, and you have to adopt because after all, books are the best friends. And if you consume your time, if you waste your time on Instagram, on Facebook, WhatsApp, or any other social media, at the end of the time, what you get? You don't get any positivity. Rather, you are stressed, you are fatigued. But after reading a book aloud, or after reading book, what you get? You get happiness. You get happiness of getting something. And by using social network or social platform, what you do? At the end of the time, I have wasted my time. So believe me, you will take a lot of benefits by just reading the books. And comment me in the comment section that this helped you a lot, and how can you adopt this activity by reading aloud in front of the mirror. In this way, you would take two kinds of benefits. You are practicing a technique, mirror talk, and next you are talking to yourself. Next technique is very important. And how it is important? Because nowadays apps are going to be used by many English learners, because at the end of the English learning, what you get? You have to enter into the society, you have to enter into the conversations with other speakers. And if you are not confident, if you have not practiced, first of all, if you haven't practiced, how can you communicate your thoughts? Because you are not accustomed to. First of all, you have to do your practice of your speaking practice. And for your speaking practice, what you have to do, you have to use these apps. So I am going to recommend here Hello Talk. Hello Talk is an excellent app, and you should download this app, because by using this app is free of cost. And there is only one condition, that a native speaker is teaching you English, and in return you have to teach your native language. How excellent is the idea? Certainly is the best idea. Next, translation. Translation is the method. When you are just sitting all alone in your room, what you have to do, you have to sing any kind of song. You have just to create a sentence in your mind, in your native language, and then translate it. I have done this a lot in my past days, and this has benefited me a lot. If you practice it at a regular basis, you would certainly take benefit from it. And the last is talk to yourself, because after all, you are the person who is going to help you a lot. Believe me, all the techniques which I have shared here are very useful techniques, but you have to put your effort, because how much effort you put into your work ultimately determines your success, ultimately determines that whether you are going to be fluent or not, whether you are going to get success or not, whether you are going to achieve your destination or not. If you are so desperate, if you are so passionate about getting your destination of speaking English fluently, you should certainly choose this way or choose this road of applying these techniques into your personal life of English fluency, so that you can be a better English speaker. I don't mean that you can be a perfect book, because perfect, the name perfect is nothing in this world. It doesn't exist in this world. So always try to be better. Don't try to be perfect. So with this positive note, be happy, spread happiness, and with this positive note we end this video. Till the next video, stay happy, stay blessed. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.